Hi, I'm following along with Paul McWhorter's Raspberry Pi lessons, and we're in the middle of designing a project to simulate a alarm system with motion detection, and trying to make it a standalone project with a keypad and an LCD. Um, I diverged from where Paul was taking his code. So I won't be boring you guys with code explanation for for my code today. Just confuse you and everything. And Paul's got a good way of doing it, but I just got a different way. But what his homework for this week is to make it so that we can actually sound an alarm if our PIR sensor detects uh, intruders or motion. So that's what I did. I added it to my code and thought about just using that little buzzer, but said, well, let's take a little more time and figure out how to do this a little bit differently. So I decided I think Paul's probably going to cover this later, but I decided to make it a text-based system where it plays MP3 files for different alarm states and stuff like that. So that's what I did. I didn't want to record my own. That would have been easy enough to do, but I don't like hearing my own voice anyhow. So I found this website where you can get an MP3 file. You type in some code and you can listen to it a couple times, and then you can download the MP3 file on it. So like this one, passcode denied. I doubt you guys will be able to hear this, but
Passcode denied.
so anyhow, you can preview it and then you can download it. One thing, if you want it to have like a pause in here between passcode and denied, I found that if you put like a comma in there, then they take a short pause, which helped out a lot for keeping them sounding natural to me anyhow. So that was my first thing. So I got, I think, 5 total small MP3 files out of that, and download them and got them over to the Pi. Sometimes you can transfer some copy and paste to the Pi through the VNC connection, but today it wasn't working worth a darn, especially for large files. So I ended up emailing them to myself as attachments, and then I opened up the browser over there and opened up my Gmail account and then just had access to them that way. So that's one thing. I could have done all this over on the Pi, but it's only a Pi 3, so it tends to be a little bit slow once you get a browser going and everything like that. So figured it better to do it on the PC. Well, I just didn't think about it, to be honest with you. So anyhow, so I guess the next thing to do is get to the code. So like I said, we're getting into it with VNC. Oh, I know. I definitely need to talk about this. So Paul mentioned on there, I was just going to try to hook up speakers or something, but he talked about Bluetooth. And I said, man, I got this fancy little glowing Bluetooth speaker that somebody gave me as a Christmas present, and I have never found a need to use it. I like using earbuds and stuff like that, so I don't usually need this. But I said, well, let's see if we can get it working. And I said, it's probably not going to work, and I'll have to go to plan B. But it ended up being pretty simple. If you see up here, you got the Bluetooth thing, and if you just click on it, it's I don't know, maybe my device isn't on there, but you can add a device or whatever. Um, let's just do that, and it's going to search for devices. Picked up my laptop. It may have this already listed. I don't know. I've been using it and been working fine, so I don't know whether something happened to it or not. But I'm going to cancel out of this because I think it's already got it, and we can actually tell. I've already got my system running. This program's running, so I can actually test this a little bit. I got to hold it near my neck microphone so you can actually hear it.
Armed. System armed.
Well, if you notice, it kind of says it twice. So I don't know whether it's a Bluetooth thing or a Python thing or a Raspberry Pi thing. I did try it over on not Bluetooth, but I tried um, the way the Pi game music over there, mixer thing that we use to get the um, music going and or the text going, and it worked fine over on the. I did my testing over on the PC, and you know, it used the computer audio and put it out on the speakers just fine. But for some reason, when we do it on this, I don't know where it's a delay or the Raspberry Pi or something, but so I ended up playing it each of them twice just so I make sure that you could get it. You can, repeat by using this 2 in there. So let's try this again. I'm not showing my code or anything, but this should disarm it.
Disarmed. System disarmed.
All right. So I've got one for armed and disarmed. And if you'd enter a bad passcode,
Code denied. Passcode denied.
and we got that one. And let's see if I change my passcode. And
Code reset. Passcode reset.
so we got a passcode reset on that. And that's about all we got going on with that. And I just thought it was fun that, we were able to get the Bluetooth showing. And probably if I right click here, yeah, it tells you that this thing's a Sylvania, whatever that model number is. And it popped right up. And before it used to be at the bottom of here that there was a device or whatever. And so I don't know what's going on with that. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's just showing on this, but I know it came up on that. So we're good with that. Like I said, it only amounted to just had to import Pi game and initialize Pi game, and then for each alert, we just put 2 lines of code. You load the code and then you play the code. There may be different ways of doing it, but that's what I found on the internet about how to do that. All these files are just local in my regular Raspberry Pi Python folder. So I got system arm, system disarm. I played around whether to use the OGG. I went to the trouble of converting a couple of the MP3s to OGG, but it works with the MP3s just fine. So that was kind of fun. But and then, oh yeah, I didn't show you how there's a warning on there. So let's 1, 2. Nope.
Armed. System armed.
All right, system arm. Now I'm gonna get in front of the PIR.
Intruder alert. Warning. Intruder alert. Warning. Intruder alert. Warning. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Warning. Intruder alert.
So I have this test for the intruder alert up here. Well, I set up a timer. My timer class that I created, I did a video on it a while back. And so we set up a timer that every 5 seconds. And then we're checking our time. Well, we're looking for the set status if it's armed. And then we check the PIR. And if the PIR comes back true, then plus it's on the armed state, then it checks that timer every 5 seconds. It's going to be true here. and it'll play that intruder alert thing. And then it'll keep running through that as long as the PIR is true. It's going to keep looking for the to play that every 5 seconds. It'll only play it every 5 seconds. But it's, like I said, it's playing it twice, and sometimes it comes out twice. I think that's because, you know, that PIR sensor goes from high to low quite often. So I think that messes it up. But anyhow, I thought it was interesting that I got it set up to work with the Bluetooth speaker. That was the easiest thing to do today, was to get that. I had to figure out where to get those text to speech on the web and stuff like that. But I figured, you know, that got those MP3 files, and that worked really well for that. I also implemented Paul's thing about putting the asterisk, but I didn't want to just press the asterisk to disable the system, because that seemed, you know, anybody could do that. So I made it so that you need to have the passcode to disable the system. You can see we're still running down here. But if I put in my passcode and then hit the asterisk, it says goodbye. So we're just getting out of it. I left the try accept in there in case you decide you want to do the Control-C to do it as well. But this is, instead of being while true, it's while our system status is not equal to star. When the status goes to star, then we have to do that. Then it drops out of it and does the cleanup that we do. Anyhow, that's enough for today. Probably too much. Thanks, Paul, for all you do, and look forward to more lessons. Have a great day, everybody.